What's up, guys? It's investment coach Chris Whitehead here to do a little tutorial based on some emails and one Patreon that sent me like 7 comments. Thank you, Ryan. All right, so if you're just getting started, there's things called technical indicators when it comes to stock market. Technical indicators are tools that we use to try to take the personality of a security and we try to see what's going on. What are people willing to pay based on past payments? What I mean by that is if a stock's going up and down, which all stocks do, a lot of times based on the past prices, we can kind of get an indication of where the market is. So if you look at this, we have a 180-day 4-hour chart of Apple, and we have this green line here. This green line is a simple moving average that I have set at 180 days, and we have a blue line that is also set, it's an exponential moving average, and it's set at, this one is set at 20. So 20 and 180, which is a really good spot to start. So if I click on this edit studies bar and I go over here, there's a lot of studies I can type in over here. Let's go ahead and take this VWAP away for this video. All right, so if I go over here and I click simple, or type in simple, I can do that, and I can click on simple moving average. I click on that and it's going to bring it over here. And when I bring it over here, I can also put EXP for moving average exponential. I double click that. If I do that, it'll bring it over here. So yeah, there's a lot of studies you can go through. But for this video, we're going to focus on 2 main ones, maybe 4. We'll talk about RSI, MACD a little bit, but the main thing that I want to focus on is SMA and EMA, simple moving averages and exponential moving averages. So I like to take my moving exponential and go to my settings, and I like to keep it around 20 for the most part. So basically I have a 20-day period, and an exponential average is going to take the price throughout that entire day, and it's going to put it into an equation which gives me a good average during that time over the period of time for which I want it to mean together. So a 20-day period with the adjusted price of each one of those days within that 20-day period. So it's going to kind of be moving up and down, whereas the simple moving average is going to be the actual closing price. Okay, that's going to be the closing price during that day, so, or during the time frame which I have at 180. So at 180 days, we are going to see kind of like this nice smooth curve, up, down, whatever. But within that 180 days, we're going to have a 20-day average that's going to be hopefully bouncing with that green average, with that green line. And I'll show what I mean with a visual here in a second. I also have another exponential set at 5 days, and that's my pink line. That's kind of more for my day trading, but we'll kind of go over that. So we have a green line that says in the last 180 days, you see we're kind of trending in an uptrend, or we are in an uptrend overall. We're kind of going up, down, but this ending point to this, the beginning point to this end point, from there all the way to there, that shows that we are going up. So this green line is showing us that. Now this blue line is the 20-day, and that pink line is the 5-day. And right now I have, looks like I have a VWAP, so I'm going to take that VWAP out and apply and say okay, cool. Now we look better. Okay, so the VWAP will be for another video. So we have this green line, right? And if you're wondering how I zoom in, because a lot of these are going to be beginners, all you do is click and drag, and double click will zoom out. Okay, so green line is steadily going up, and if you look at this, we have this blue exponential average going up, coming down, staying with this green line. But if you see, as soon as this blue line starts to come up, our 20-day exponential with our 5-day, our 5-day is going to be a lot choppier. So this is super choppy, which can sometimes give you false signals. 5-day exponential. This is a 20-day exponential, which is kind of in the middle. Usually is a decent indicator. And this is a 180-day simple, which is just, you know, it doesn't move for a lot. But if you see, we hit this line, zoom in just a little bit, The blue hit here, and then it started rising up, right? And as we were rising, we stayed right on this blue line until we started going down. So once the patterns in these candlesticks went below this blue line, and if you don't know how to read a candlestick, then I'm going to be making a video on that soon. Basically, green means you start at the bottom and you go up, and red means you start at the top and went down. So green's going up, red's going down. But we'll go over that in another video. But you see, we started going below this line, and then bad things started happening for a time period. We go up, the candlesticks start to go below that blue line, but once they start going back up towards this blue line and we go above it, we break out above it, we stay up. So this pink line, when the pink crosses the blue line, it kind of gives you an indication that's going to happen, and vice versa. When this pink line goes down, that happened. That's pretty much it. I know I kind of went kind of fast, so if you have any questions, post them in the comments. But yeah, so the blue line is our 20-day exponential. We have our pink line that is, let me just decide so we have full screen. We also have some stuff down here. Just a really quick review. This is a relative strength index, and this is an MACD. If you click on this and you click over here and you type in MACD, or you type in RSI, and then you do in the simple and exponential like we did earlier, you can bring those over here and you can add them, you can save them as a set, you can do that. But basically the RSI is kind of an indicator that shows you whether things are overbought or oversold, and I'll make a video determining that or going over that later. So basically when you get up to this line, it kind of represents that people are paying too much, and when it's down here, people are getting a good deal. It's kind of how you look at it. And a lot of times you'll see that these peaks and these valleys kind of go hand in hand with the RSI. MACD is kind of similar. There's a value and there's an average, and when those two lines cross, it gives you indications. It's actually kind of very similar to how my pink and blue line do their thing. It kind of is like my way of having MACD within my chart. So if we go over this chart, we have a simple moving average of 180 days, moving nice and smooth horizontally with some ups and downs, but going up. The blue line, when it goes down below that, it usually has the candlesticks following it, and vice versa. When it goes above, the candlesticks go up. So that is pretty much it when it comes to simple and exponential moving averages. When it talks about your buy points, what I like to do, one of the things I like to do is, if I see that the blue line, or my pink line, my 5-day exponential, is crossing my blue line, I like to see that as a kind of an alert site where I'm like, okay, that's something good that could be happening. And if it keeps happening, I'll usually try to buy in. Sometimes I buy in sooner, sometimes I buy in later. You really want to wait for a crossing of this blue line, your 20-day exponential, to your 180. That's kind of a sign that things are really going, because it's very possible if this 5-day, the pink line, across the 20-day, the blue, come up and then keep going down, especially if we are below this green line. We really want to break above. We want everything. We want candlesticks above all three of these to be really good. Yeah, that's kind of really what we want to shoot for. So I'm Investment Coach Chris. This has been a really quick video to go over simple moving averages and how to set them up on Thinkorswim. I hope this I hope this video helps you guys out, and just post some questions if you have any. All right, I am Investment Coach Chris Whitehead, and you guys have a great day.